Welcome everyone to the amazing weekend mini haul. Our first sourcing trip to the US in over 2 years. Over 2 years it took us this long. And we had a great time on the weekend. Thank you very much for joining us here on our Tuesday night haul pass. And today is actually a double sort of celebration. One is the fact that we actually got to the States and came back with a pretty, well, 2/3 of the way full truck minivan. Not as big as it could have been, but it's considering we have been there, you'll see we found some really interesting stuff. And not only that, but it is also, yes, here's I'll bring in Good Dog as well. So there we go. It's also my birthday. Yes,
it is. It is.
It's my birthday.
I don't want to sing and scare people off.
I like to kick and stretch and kick. I'm 60. I couldn't do any of the moves she's doing right now if I tried to. I think the more appropriate thing is to say, I look 28, I feel 20, and I act 12. That makes me 60.
I have to buy that mug for you.
And then I got Rick's little favorite thing here.
Can I mute you? Can I mute you? I can.
You muted me.
I
there.
did.
I can play it again.
Okay.
This is Rick's. He hates this. He really hates this.
Only because
it's very short.
The trip that we bought it on, anytime we hit a bump in the road, it would play that.
It would hit one of the things and start playing.
2.5 hours. You were killing yourself laughing because every time it hit the bump, it would play, and I would swear. So.
Yeah, no, it's just I've always loved that character, Sally O'Malley, and that was one of the things that the years ago is like I'm 50, so I love that. There's no version of that that says I'm 60. But thanks for all the birthday wishes. Nobody I'd rather actually spend my birthday with than all the kids here in the Kennel Club and everybody else who's watching us on a Tuesday. We didn't get back till a little late yesterday, so by the time we got back and we had to pick up Doug because he was visiting his step doggy daddy Adrian for the weekend. We couldn't get it all together. So you know what? We'll do it tonight anyway. It's my birthday. Who cares? It's still all fun, and this is what we like. We like having fun. So big hello to everybody who's joined us here, and those who've said happy birthday to me as well. Joel was in here real early. Sherry, whose birthday just passed. Lisa, Nellie, Janet, Marianne, Tina. Hey there. Carol. Let's see what else I got. Diana. Mr. Carl, who just finished his Tuesday listing show and still back up on those. Mr. Adrian. Angelique. Linda. Heather, I think I said hi, but no. But thanks for the happy birthday message. Let's see what else we got in here. Heather says that her daughter's birthday is tomorrow. She was born on Kentucky Derby Day. Well, was it a race to get you to the hospital? Hey, Peter, April, hey, thanks for the birthday. It's interesting that I'm getting a little slow sort of connection here when I'm clicking on the messages. Hey, Ollie. Welcome to the 60s. They are groovy. Yes, they are groovy. Hey, Matt. Yep, we were down in your part of town for the weekend, which was very interesting. So actually, yes, it was.
Welcome to the 60s song from Hairspray.
Oh, it is. Yes.
Go.
Welcome to the 60s.
I'm not singing.
What we're going to chat about today is literally our weekend haul. So we went away, got down to the States on Thursday evening. So Fridays in Buffalo is usually really good garage selling days. We did find that through estatesales.net, which is our favorite sourcing piece to find estate sales. If you ever if you're trying to look up estate sales, then of course I didn't have this ready to talk about, so it's not showing up when I want to sales.
And Lisa and Dawn.
There it is. So this is estate sales. Oh, there, that's better. Estatesales.net. Pop in there, search Buffalo, for example, and then you can put your dates in, where you're going. So any market you're in, you can see there's 10 results coming up. So there's a couple of really neat ones that are coming up. that we're not going to go to because we're not in this weekend. And I sort of try and avoid looking at these while when we're not on a weekend going down. Oh, hey, happy birthday, Matt. I just saw his is coming up too. Right? Oh, good. We got a Max Sold ending tomorrow. Yeah, he knew it was yours because the placement of the G.I. Joe in the the box. Well, we had a little challenge with our Max Sold auction with the photos, but we had to fight to get them fixed, so we got them fixed. But so we go to estatesales.net. There were about 12 sales on Friday and Saturday, and Sunday. Not the greatest, and unfortunately not a really good garage selling week. I guess the weather was just a little too early. It still was a bit too cold. The old thing we used to search on, which was yard sale treasure map, doesn't really help you anymore. We did find another site, which I think was called Garage Sailor. Rick, I can't remember what it was, and it had a little bit of a map into it, but we don't know how it populated itself, so there weren't a lot.
It was web-based, and it was kind of tricky to navigate on the phone. So,
but we did manage, after all of that, to fill this whole trunk halfway through. Now you'll see there's a box here over on the left here. This box that has this scary little Marvel mini bust in it. Yeah, that one over there. That is actually a box of Adrian's stuff, because Adrian had stuff just like us. We had to pick up 7 packages that we had over the border that we haven't been able to go across the border for 2.5 years on. Well, we had to pick up 7 packages of ours. They were tiny little things. Half of them were things that got returned because Becky Joyce's postman basically couldn't figure out that she still lived where she lived, so they got returned to us. One was a set of buttons that said "bad dog" and "good dog," and I think where are they going to, Rick? Were they going to Heather? They're going to somebody we know in the group. But they came back too. So we had tiny little things. Adrian had 27 packages filled 2 of our tubs. So we took down 6 tubs, and I'll show you. I'm going to do a video before we go down to Brimfield next week. We plan when we're going away. So we actually we use the same size boxes for our storage for our eBay rooms, everything like that. We use all the same size so that we can easily stack them and carry them. And so we took 6 of these smaller blue tubs, and then the one here is a longer blue, 2 of the longer blue tubs. And because Adrian took up 2 of them, we actually had to buy 2 more tubs when we were down in the States already. So
hey, we always use them. So
we always use them on everything else. Heather went to a hoarder estate sale yesterday, got lots of stuff. Those are always the most fun. So I thought that the best way to show you this is basically a quick look at how we unpacked. But I got a little video here that actually we can put on that'll show you much more about a sort of a slow motion version of what we got. So this is what we picked up at. There we go. So there you go. Start working. Oh, wait a sec. Didn't start at the beginning. So again, these are the tubs that we brought into the house. This is the stuff we found. A combination of things. I don't know why it's so jerky. It's just how it works on this StreamYard thing. So that box was filled with some stuff. That is a decoy planter hanger. We ended up buying more lamps than we needed to buy. Christmas decorations galore from one estate sale. But we did shop at not only Value Villages, we did shop at garage sales, we did shop at estate sales, and we did shop at a flea market or antique show. So we got, again, a cool amount of stuff when you look at everything that's in here, and some of it on the little bit larger side of things. So, but before I think we go into that, I thought the best thing for us to do would be for us to start with our favorite fun, which was our Ditch a Dud Dare. So we told you we were going to do this. If you follow us on TikTok or Instagram, you'll see we posted our first post up there. We did post one in the Kennel Club. So this is the baggie of dolls that I got for $2.99 that I thought were real dolls, and they're not. They're cheap plastic things. So we took them, and Rick did his googly eyes to them. So you can see we did everything from, and we had so much glue on our fingers trying to get these damn things like stuck to the googly eyes. So
Gorilla Glue works.
We googly eyed everything, and we didn't care if they needed 3 eyes, 1 eye. We just googly eyed everybody. So we had this entire little bag with us, and we managed to find a few places to drop them off. Our first one was an interesting house, and actually, this was something I wanted to ask you guys about. I'll talk to you about it after this. It was an interesting house, and they had a few little batches of boxes of stuff, and I looked at this, and most of the bears inside there were Boyd's bears. They had a little bit of a musty smell to them because I picked a couple of them up. So I didn't want to dig in there, but I thought, where is more appropriate to ditch a dud? And this was actually in the living room of this estate sale. There was nobody sitting in the living room, so I reached into my pocket, and out came the Cupie. And there she is, hugging the bears, and that's how we left her in there with all the other bears. So we always wonder what would happen if somebody actually saw this and actually brought that little thing up to the people who are the owners or running the estate sales. And we always just imagine what's the look on their potential face to see something like that. We did a couple of others. This was one that was at a base in a basement, and the basement had these candle holders on it. So these were all little candle. They were candles. They were scented wax. They weren't worth anything, which is why I didn't buy them for $2. But I thought, where is a more appropriate area for you to pop in than there, right in the middle, the little naked baby Jesus googly eyes in with all the Christmas stuff. And so we left her right in the middle of that thing. I thought it was the most appropriate place that we could possibly leave her. And we have one more that we're actually going to be posting in the next couple of days as well. So we ended up doing 3 of them, which was fun for us because it's actually fun even walking around going, oh, this will be a great place. And the third one was in an artist's house, and it was a really weird kind of artist's house. Unfortunately, it was so weird that we walked into one room, and in the room, it was all day glow paintings, like fluorescent paintings, and they had the fluorescent light on. So the room was black with the day glow fluorescent light on, and all these psychedelic colors on paintings were everywhere. So I walk into this room and out loud say to Rick, "Ooh, the den of iniquity." And from the corner in the dark, I hear, "Thank you very much." And I was like, what the hell was that? He goes, "I've never thought about calling it this." And I was like, oh, he goes, I guess this is what this is. This is my den of iniquity. And he kind of had that weird kind of voice. He had literally like long, like stringy gray hair, bald on the top, but long. And then unfortunately, for the next 20 minutes, we couldn't get out of the room because he was talking to us about all of his artwork, why he created it. What it's like, and if you stopped and just looked at one thing in the room that was outside it, he'd give you a whole story about that thing. And Rick is like, "Why did you talk to him?" No, it was kind of a combination of Cousin It, and Riff Raff. He looked like Riff Raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's a perfect
with a little bit more hair.
With just a little bit more hair.
He sounded like he had a lot of pain in his life. So he sounded like he had a lot of pain in his life. So Craig was very polite and engaged him and complimented him on his artwork. And 20 minutes later, we were able to get out of there.
Yeah, that's just it. It's like there.
It was a weird estate sale because it was run by an estate sale company, but the guy whose stuff it was the guy that Craig ran into.
There's Riff Raff. Pretty close.
Yes. A little more hair on the top.
A little more hair on the top. But yeah, so that was...
It's kind of hard to walk out when someone is engaging you or talking to you.
Yes, that is true. Like, especially because you're not sure if there's still going to be something there you want. You're going to need to negotiate on. But the other sale that we went to, as I mentioned, where we found the first one where we found those bears that I showed you here. This was a question we thought about posting into the Kennel Club, but we just discussed it. They had Cat's Meow. Now, I'm sure some of you guys have heard of Cat's Meow. We've talked about Cat's Meow before. It is the wooden, and we've sold a lot of Cat's Meow. It's the wooden little souvenir buildings. And in every one of these little souvenir buildings, there's a little black cat that's down in there. And it's by a woman, the company name or the woman that runs his name, Jolene. They were from mostly in the 90s, but they're very regional in terms of where they go because they have like the lighthouse from this town, or they'll have like the firehouse from this town. So they make them for a lot of different towns for souvenirs. Well, this was a house that actually had, this woman had a store. So we walked in and there were at least 10 to 15 I'm talking gigantic boxes filled with these Cat's Meow things. And they were $2 a piece. She also had boxes of another one, which is called Sheila's. Sheila's Collectibles, which also does them, but basically took the Cat's Meow thing. Are you looking up Cat's Meow, Rick, for a picture or two?
I was.
Okay, that's no. I was hoping that's what you're doing.
But the pricing is kind of low, so.
Well, I just wanted an image to show people what the images are. So in Google, can you look up Cat's Meow and Sheila's Collectibles separately? So when you're looking at, and then like Sheila's Collectibles took those big wooden things and usually made them dimensional. No, that's not the right thing to.
You know I can't.
The lids of TikTok. What are you searching for in there? Yeah, you're not good at this, are you? Cat's Meow. Jolene. Put Jolene. There we go. Just take anyone. Just down one. Go down one. Go down one. There. Take it. Thank you. Open that up as a new image. It's so nice that Rick is learning the computer now. After how many times has he looked at this?
Close now you know why I don't do any of this.
Yeah. So he can't find it. But anyway, those things. And they were $2, and they were going the next day. We were there with only about an hour left. They were going next to the next day, and they were going to be half price. And I said to Rick, we could probably buy like all 300 or 400 of these things for like $100, which would be like 25, 30 cents each. Now, Cat's Meow has some things that sell, some things that don't. So, and sometimes you'll see lots of them. If you go into eBay, you'll see a lot, and the lot will sell for like $40, and it'll be like 75 things. And they are wood. Let's see. Heather just said, but what if you say if I buy them all? Well, that's what we thought. We were thinking about if I buy them all, maybe. And then we didn't do. So we talked about it Friday, and then that was Friday. Then Saturday morning we got up. We couldn't find any garage sales. We couldn't find anything, any estate sales, or we found very few. And so we ended up saying, okay, our discussion, are we going to go drive down an hour and 20 minutes to Salamanca Antique Mall? So it's an antique mall, so prices are usually higher. We don't find something there all the time. We find some stuff sometimes. I know Greg P, when he's in here, he actually goes there. I don't know, actually, Matt, if you drive down to Salamanca, because it's just a little bit south of you in Buffalo, to source there or shop there. And that's when we made the decision that no, we didn't want to come back across with all of those things. So maybe there'll be some good stuff we find in the next day or two. So we didn't end up buying them. So, but it would be interesting, is you said, like when you see something that's got that many of something, oh my God. So we thought about buying the whole batch and just didn't want to come back across the border with them, in case we got asked. It's easier when you got asked and your entire car is filled with a whole bunch of stuff. And that's what we had. So I'm going to show you some stuff.
Here are the Sheila's.
And there's the Sheila's. After we've already finished the discussion, there's the Sheila's.
It took me that long to find them.
So we got a bunch of stuff to show you today. Some of the stuff is photos. Some of the stuff is live. So we're going to show you. And it's a whole mixture. We don't have everything organized by day or by place that we went to. So we're just going to sort of grab you stuff, show a little piece here and there. Rick has got some of the stuff downstairs. I got some of the stuff upstairs. So first place we went to when we crossed the border was a thrift store, and it was Salvation Army or Goodwill. Can't remember which one. Goodwill.
I forgot to send you the picture.
Walked around, couldn't find anything. Yeah, you didn't send me the picture I asked for. Walked around, couldn't find anything really in the store. And as we were about to go out, we found these two baggies on the shelf at the beginning. And in the baggies were these. And this is Pyrex Corning, and it is a cylinder, graduated double scale cylinder, and each of the bags was $5.99. And Rick went, "What the heck are you talking about? Why would we even consider that?" And they're $5.99, and that's all they are. This simple Pyrex cylinder. So you'd think, well, well, you don't really want these, do you? Why would anybody want those kind of thing? Well, here's why you want those if you ever do find them. This is one with 12 solds of the exact same thing. This is literally the stock number of this one. 302510, 302510, 10 millimeter to contain metric, $14.98, and we ended up getting a total of 8 of these things in the bag. So these cost us basically $1 a piece. So really easy to ship. They're light. We will put something inside them so they don't bash around. In both of the boxes, there was actually some more other like scientific stuff, plastic stuff. So we'll probably be able to make some money off of that as well. So $12 investment there. Easily, we should be able to turn that into $100. That was our first thing that we bought after we crossed the border and picked up all of Adrian's stuff. So yeah, Sherry says Pyrex Lab Glass does sell really well. I guess it's the Breaking Bad. I don't know who buys them. You never know. How do we get across the border with a full load? Well, the process is actually relatively simple. You go across and you have an amount you're allowed to bring back into Canada after you go over. If you are over for 24 hours, it's only $40 or under 24 hours. If you stay for one full day, 24 hours, you actually can bring back, I believe it's $200 Canadian in value. If you stay over for 48 hours or longer, you're allowed to bring over $800 per person. Canadian. So at the 20% exchange rate right now, that's about $650 to $700 per person US when you're shopping. So we have never had any problems coming back across. They just ask, what have you gone? We've been to garage sales, estate sales, and everything like that. And then they look in there and they go, okay, great. You open up and you have something like a doll's head sticking out the back. They can see it's filled with a bunch of stuff from garage sales and estate sales as well.
I am the keeper of the receipts. I also wrote down every time we shopped at a garage sale, I wrote down how much we spent at the sale.
Just in case they need to see something, yeah. So when you're doing it, you need to
the address, but I didn't do that. So
yeah. Now, when it is personal use. You're bringing this back for. That's the one thing. It's all about personal use. And Diana's saying, "What do you mean you're supposed to convert from US?" Tries to look innocent. I didn't know you had to convert. Yeah, you could do that too. So that's how we get back across with our stuff. And so when we go next weekend, we head to Brimfield for the week. We are going to be coming back with the ability to both bring back about $1,500 US, $1,400, well, $1,300 US when we're coming back. When we come back from Brimfield before, we've actually said as we've gone through the border, we've claimed $2,000 and they haven't given us a thought. They just know to blink. So really easy to pass through. Next thing I'm going to show you is just something that Rick found. I don't even remember where Rick found these, but I'm going to show you these. This was something that I found this interesting too. Where did you pick these up, Rick?
That was from the second church sale. The first church sale was an absolute bust. The second church sale, these are the only thing in like 5 rooms that
that's right. This was the upstairs room, downstairs room, and they kept saying, go to this room, go to this room. You must follow the lines. And this is the only thing you ended up picking up in that whole church bazaar.
And the lady behind the counter was, how about $2?
So this is what's interesting. Yeah, so Lisa's actually got it right. They are Sirocco sconces. Now, the interesting thing is we've sold Sirocco, which is this plastic design stuff before. But what I found really interesting, every piece of Sirocco I've ever had that we've ever sold has been in dated to the 1970s. This actually is dated on the back 1966. So this is the oldest Sirocco that I had, and this is really where the MCM for mid-century modern comes into play. So they look like wood, but they're not. I'm not sure whether these are going max sold or whether these are going eBay, but they're sure to make us a good $30, $40, $50 on something like that.
I wanted to know if there was a clock that went with that.
Oh, in between the two?
The Sirocco stuff were in trios with a matching clock and the sconces. Who knows?
We were at another sale. I can't remember where this one was, and they had a set of dishes they just wanted to get rid of, and I think this was at a garage sale, Rick. And I thought the dishes were cute.
Yep.
I cannot, for the life of me, find this pattern anywhere. And it was a set of this is one of the other things. So we go away. What do we buy? 4 lamps 4 lamps and 4 piggy banks and 3 tables and 2 sets of china. Like, this was about a 20-piece set. This is by it's Bavarian. It's called Ze Scherzer. Ze Scherzer is the name of it. Z-E-H Scherzer. But I can't find this feather pattern. There's a lot of these actually that are on sale. And I even went and looked up the pattern on Worth Point, thinking that might be a really good place for me to find something like this. And this is what happens. I get 2,300 things for this one thing. And as I say, I thought feathers. I thought, like, what else would you call this kind of design? This to me looks like feathers. It looks like a feather duster kind of thing. So I got to do a little bit more thing. No, I have not tried uploading a pic of this to replacements.com, but I will try that next. I was just looking them up just before the show. So we got a whole batch of these. And again, it was just an interesting find and something, again, bigger that we really didn't need to add in, that we decided, hey, I'm going to buy something large and in charge. Okay, so Rick, fern leaves. Okay, I'll try that. And Rick, you got something to show.
My mind is going, how about something interesting that we got at a garage sale? It's kind of an innocuous little box. It is a box of pencils.
Now, this was actually at a garage sale where we had a lot of fun talking to the people.
They're all branded Seagrams. And they were 10 cents a pencil, and Grandma actually dumped the box out and counted them and got up to 48 and said, $4.80.
Yeah, it was so cute because we were like, thanks, Carl. That's all.
Now, the jumbo lead pencils, I haven't been able to find anything online, but typically, because it's liquor branded, we'll probably sell them in sets of 4 or 5 or whatever Craig decides.
And again, it was interesting just because when we were asking, it was like, okay, I thought, oh, here, well, what's the whole box? Well, what is it? 10 cents a pencil. Well, let me add up every pencil in that box. We did end up buying a few other things from them. I think those were these from there as well, Rick? These?
No, that was a different sale.
See, I don't even remember. It's a blur.
It's a gold-flecked plates and a gold-flecked bowl. And on the back of one of the gold-flecked bowls, it said, "For Deb." And then the other one said, "For Deb, the pain." So
for Deb, the pain.
So Grandma was going through and putting labels on the back of everything and decided that Deb was a pain at some point. So we had a good laugh with the folks that were running that sale. That's where we got the pencils.
It's interesting. Lisa just forwarded me something that was like modern leaf is what she's called it, or that she found a thing for it. And I'm just going to look up and see that. And it's like, okay, yeah, I did find that on Worth Point. Sold in 2016 for this on Worth Point. So that's modern leaf. Sold for $19 for a set of 3. So maybe not, maybe it won't be something that we might throw this into a max sold. I think it kind of has that atomic MCM look to it as well, which is really nice. Thank you again, Lisa. Lisa is amazing at figuring out those kind of things, even though we try all the time. And sometimes we get it. Sometimes we feel like it not. Sometimes we don't. Now I'm going to show you something next that is literally, this was our argument at the antique mall. So when we were at the antique mall, I saw this lamp, and we were in a booth. Now, let me start out with, we were in a booth, and when we were in the booth, this is what we ended up seeing in the booth. This set of Fire King lusterware, this whole set of everything in there, $75 for this everything, plus a 40% discount. So every single thing you see there for basically $40 US, so $50 Canadian. there are bowls, plates, salad plates, and cups. And I think when we counted it, there were 8 or 12 of each one, possibly. I can't remember which one it was. So it's like 40, 48, something like that. They had to get 3 people from the antique mall to come and help us with it. But when we found out that everything was 40% off at this booth, I don't despise selling it, Lisa. She says I despise peach lusterware, but I do not despise selling it at all. Again, it's really bizarre that this... You see how slow these things are coming in, Rick?
Yeah, they look okay to me.
Do they? Oh, okay. They're like those two are faded on top of each other right now. Janet's and Lisa's. Like they don't actually on my screen. That's interesting. So, and this is the set that we got, and it's the wheat leaves. But it's all in amazing shape. It's all really clean. There was no
like it was used.
I think it was just like displayed. I don't think it was ever used. It was never dishwashed or anything like that. I should list them as a lot and make Rick cry when it sells. No, we're not gonna. We're putting that in max sold.
I would purposely drop the box in the garage.
That's a max sold. At this booth, we saw this other thing, and this is what we got into a little bit of an argument, not an argument, but a discussion about it. So I saw this lamp, and I thought, oh my God, this lamp looks amazing. I love the color. I love the price. It's only $20. Now, this is $20 for the lamp base. It has a chip in it, and there is actually a good view of the chip that's been kind of badly repaired. But take a look at this stunner. Like this is this gold. It still has the original plug in it, but the plug is not coming out of the top. The top is, so I did pick it up again. This is going to be $12. $12. And Rick was like, I don't think you should get that. Like, look at that. I think that just looks amazing. And somebody could do that. That's just it. It is Gilded Age. It is so Met Gala. Somebody could have worn this as a Kardashian could wear this as an earring.
I'm going to let that slide because it's your birthday. Otherwise, I'd be...
It is the Gilded Age of lamps, I guess. But it doesn't work. But Rick was like, no, you're not getting that. And I was like, yes. And I said, I want to get that. And it's like, it is, yeah, gorgeous, but it has the chip. But what we decided that we wanted to do with this, or I decided is, I said, you know what? That's fine. I'm going to get this. It's my $12 risk of the things that I'm picking up to flip. It is by a company called Tiffin, not Tiffany, Tiffin, Tiffin. Solds are all over the board. I haven't found this exact one in my searches yet. So a little further into the antique mall, Rick goes, well, you're picking that up? Well, this is mine. And this is what he added to his. He said, if you get that one, I get this. So he picked up this. And this is on a Lazy Susan. It is the flour, tea, sugar, coffee holder that spins around. Now, I'm just saying, I was like, I think you're paying too much. This was not 40% off. This was $38. Now, it was 20% off. So it worked out to be $30, which is around 38 Canadian, $30 US. So I don't know whether you think that this is worth it, but you can tell Rick what you think. Rick, you're no comments?
No, I'm looking stuff up on the side here. I'm ignoring you again.
Yes.
We got a show on. I'm sorry. I really liked it. It spoke to me. I like the bright orange. I like the fact that it's on a Lazy Susan and it spins around. If we cooked, I would actually consider using them. It's perfect for under a corner or in a corner on top of the cabinet.
Yeah, so Lisa's comment is, whoa, that's too much to flip. Angelique is the same. Not sure about the flipping, but probably collectible. Well, the one thing that we actually found that was interesting is we've seen these pieces before, but never seen anything this clean. That's the one thing about it. This design, tiny little scuffs here, but we've seen these where they've literally been completely rubbed off. So it was very clean inside as well. So I said to Rick, I don't know, are you getting this to flip or are you getting this for the house? It's probably going to sit in the house for a while before it actually ends up flipping. So just so you know, but that was sort of the, I'll get this, you get this, I get this, you get this. So a couple of the other things that we found that were interesting, I'm going to show a couple right now, and then Rick, you're going to show the salt and pepper shaker, so I'll get you ready for that. So first thing was we went to one garage sale. I posted in the complete reseller because it really bugged me. It was the one estate sale on the Friday. It was 50 years, got to get rid of everything. Walked up the driveway, some interesting stuff, but it was one of those places where they never gave you a price. Everything you look at. First thing I find is a box filled with Kiss, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Charlie's Angels trading cards. And I go, oh my God. I go and grab them. He goes, oh, no, not those. Those are ours. And I was like, oh. And I said, okay. I said, well, he goes, why? Were you interested in them? I said, yes. I said, how much do you want for the box? He goes, well, how much are you going to give me? I said, how much do you want for the box? And he said, well, I don't know. I said, well, I don't know. I'll give you like $20 for the box. I got a friend who's a Kiss collector. And I think he'd find these neat. Some of them are bent. Some of them are like musty. So, and he goes, well, let me give them to my brother. They were his and I'll find out. I'm waiting, nothing. I see this, and it's actually a pair of these on a table and a matching dish, which doesn't make any sense, but the exact same sort of thing. And I go, okay, well, let's see this. And this is not handmade. This is like professional made. So I asked, how much is the pair, like the three things here? He goes, $5. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm taking those. Not broken, anything like that. So I get a pair of these and a dish that matches it for $5. Rick finds 5 George Briard glasses, and at least one of them, when he handed me, was worn everywhere. They wanted $7 for the 5 glasses. And then we went and saw records, and he pulled out a whole bunch of records. I said, how much of the records? He goes, well, let me see what you got. And I said, no, how much of the records? It was one of those things that drives me crazy. And so I spent about 10 minutes, and I'm pulling out records, and I pull out like 20 records. And he goes, well, how much for? I said, okay, I got these 20. He goes, let me see what you got. And he's looking at each one, and I'm like, so is that okay? He goes, oh no. How much are you going to give me? I said, like $1, maybe $2 for them at the most. And he goes, oh God, no. I don't want nothing less than $5 each. And I was like, why didn't you tell me they're $5? I would have left the whole thing and walked away 10 minutes earlier. So I literally said to Rick, the George Briard glasses go back. He's only getting the $5 because I'm not letting these swans go. And we took the swans and we left. But it drives me absolutely crazy when you see that. Yeah, I can't stand it when they have a box like that. That's what Bob is already in the car. Yeah. And yeah, it's like they only sell it at the price you want, or like they look at you and think, oh, I can get more money from these guys. I happen to also have my record t-shirt on, so it's a sweatshirt that has records all down the side. But again, it's fine. All you have to do, tell me $5. That's all you needed to do is tell me $5.
And he would not have looked at any of them.
And then I wouldn't have looked at any of them. We found these at this vendor. We're going to show you some other stuff for Rick's got a bunch of salt shakers. And this was a flea market vendor who was moving. And as we were leaving, I started out with this one picture. As we were leaving the flea market, we'd done our shopping. And at the flea market, as we were leaving, we passed by this one thing and said, well, what about that psychedelic lamp? I said, what psychedelic lamp? And so he says, turn around, and he sees this. And I go, oh my God, it's one of those 60s motion lamps. And I had one, not like this, but mine was a forest fire that my dad gave me. And so the inside of it actually moves around, and this is going to, this is it. And see if it starts moving.
I think I can.
I don't know why it's not moving.
No, it's not moving.
The video's not, but it does turn around. It does light up. That's really weird that it's not doing it.
Can you show it on your phone, or just let's keep moving?
Yeah, no, we'll just keep moving along. But this is the actual item. And it was, I asked, how much is this? And the lady said, I don't know. I'm clearing out everything. I want to go. I'm closing my unit down. $5. So we paid $5 for that. These sell for between $100 and $150. We also picked up these, which you may have seen the photos on. as well. We picked up this set of tables, which are collapsible tables. The tops come off. And this set of 3 plaster lamps. $10 for the pair of tables, $10 for all 3 lamps. And not only that, but she had some other fun stuff, and this was one of the things that she had. So in these, she had 2 little warehouse storage lockers. So we went into one of the storage lockers, and these were hanging upside down on the back, and I just thought they were so neat. They are metal flowers, and they actually stand, like it can stand like that on a shelf, just like this, behind anything along those sides. Oh, that's interesting. They're just saying the video didn't even show up. So I'll
it didn't. It didn't show up for me either. So,
okay. So these cost $1 for the pair, and they actually had, I think, a $15 price tag on them originally. Another thing that I got from her, which I'll show you before we go to Rick, is this was just stuck in the thing, and I had to get these. Didn't even charge a cent for them, like maybe $1 for them. This is a pair of men's Hawaii briefs. And they are Career Club Surf Man, made in the USA. But the thing that I love the most about them is they're actually Tarzan briefs, where this is the front. They actually are briefs with just this in the front. This is like a flap, you wear the briefs so people can see the briefs. And these just sit down as a flap on both sides, the front and back. I thought they were split on the sides when I first saw them. And I thought, oh my God, these are ripped. Oh, that's too bad that they're ripped. And then went, oh my God, no, they're not. They're actually supposed to be like this. I will not be wearing these at Brimfield. They will not fit me. But I just thought they were really neat. We might be able to get who knows?
Well, the other thing is sitting right in front of you in the black box.
Huh?
The other thing that we got from that lady is sitting in the black box in front of you.
Yeah, but let's go to you right now and show your salt and pepper. This was, again, a bag that Rick was carrying the lamps back to the car. And there was a box. I said, what's in the box? She said, I don't know. Just take it out. So I opened up, and there were paper bag after paper bag after paper bag.
There were tons of, there we go, salt and pepper shakers. And a couple of them are kind of cute. This one in particular is really cute. It is a bowl that has these little pots that are the salt and pepper shakers.
You're off camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Whoop, there we go.
And I didn't even realize that I picked them up. I picked them up separately from different bags. So I picked up, every time I found a pair, I put it aside.
There's the bowl.
Then I found the bowl. Now look at the back of the bowl. There's a price tag on the back of the bowl. So at some point, she had these at $25. And we picked up, I think, about 15 pairs of these. Just the bowl.
Yeah, so the bowl just sold for $42.70. There are some others here. I'll flip through really quickly. Like we have Send in the Clowns. We have these really, really cute damsels.
I picked up as many of them as I could that were in this sort of...
We have these little...
different kind of looks.
Puppies or kittens.
Now, Rick, you were showing me a couple of things on there that were just salt and pepper shakers. And there are people who are getting $200 for just a regular pair of
Yeah. Let me show this one more, and then I will show. These are really cute. They do have little Japan stickers on the bottom.
None of them were chipped that I picked up. Most of them still have the original little cork bottoms in them. And yeah, that's just it. Heather's got it right. It's so much fun, so easy to list and ship. And we've actually sold quite a few of these. But this was interesting, just under vintage salt and pepper shakers. Rick, just before the show found.
I sort from her shipping highest, price and shipping highest first. This one is kind of fun. $450 with $1,250 shipping. These are sold, by the way. So one of the things where you can do when you're researching is pick a category like salt and pepper shakers and sort from highest price down and just see what the highest value things look like so that if you're outsourcing, you might actually see something and recognize them or look a little bit closer. There was a set of these Delphite blue in the antique mall, but I think they were priced at 300 and I walked away from them. Now I realize they do sell for that much online at least. This little set of bunnies from Japan, best offer of up to 350.
If you, yeah, but they would go down a bit because you had that 43 bids on that one that you just passed by. That $330 for a rocket.
Yes.
From Arcadia. So it's just interesting you never know what you can find. And if we've got those, we paid less, probably $1 or less for them in the grand scheme of everything. And we're going to end up putting every one of them on. And again, hopefully make at least $10 or more on each set. And we will do a little bit more research on each set before we do it. I think I've got a better picture of this thing now. I think I can get it to work now if I do this.
Oh.
And this is it working. So it's slow at the moment. It has to heat up, but it does turn around. Hopefully you're seeing a little bit of the psychedelicness in there where it's turning.
Yeah, it just looks like the moire patterns, but
yeah. But again, it was interesting.
It looks like.
At the Antique Mall, we also saw this, which was an entire booth that was filled with somebody. I guess this was probably from an estate sale. If we had an empty thing and hadn't done any more shopping, I probably would have come home with about 10 or 20 of these things because the prices were amazing for what they had in here. And so obviously it was somebody's collection and somebody bought the entire collection out and took a booth at the Antique Mall. The interesting thing about it, in many of the cases, because you can see like they were talking like $20 for sets and $30 and $25, and this was 20% off everything here, plus 5% off at the end of the thing. So all sorts of different license one, like there's a $40 one for M&M. So they did some research on some of the stuff, but then out of the blue, what was sitting on the ground? The Main Street Parade, and I'm not sure if I posted this in there or in the Kennel Club or not. But this Main Street Parade is something that we have picked up before. And we've actually, this entire thing, we have split it all out because there it is. It is entirely complete. And actually, we have sold this Santa alone for $30. Just the Santa balloon on its own for $30. And they wanted 40, less 20% for the entire thing. So we got this entire thing for $32 US, and Santa and one of these buildings, there's 3 buildings there. Each one of these buildings has solds on eBay of $25 per building. So this, if you ever get a chance and you find this Main Street Parade, keep your eyes open for it. You can split it apart and make really, really big bucks.
You actually make more money splitting it apart than trying to sell it.
Trying to sell selling it together, they sell for about $150 to $200.
It did work. It did work.
I found this little plate at a garage sale for $5. I liked the look of it, nice and clean, very interesting. And of course, I flip it over and saw it was Pottery Barn on the back, which is good for a flip. There it is, Pottery Barn. What's your sign? I haven't looked it up, didn't bother. At one estate sale, though, we went to, and the one where we actually dropped off the things where the little wax scented things were, this was the back corner, and this was 5 hours after the estate sale was on. All of this Christmas stuff was in there. Candles, lights, icicles, like unopened icicle boxes of vintage trim, every single thing in here. These were 50 cents. The boxes of icicles or the vintage tinsel was 50 cents. So this entire batch of everything you see in here probably cost us $10, maybe $15 for everything. And we have flipped those kind of things easily again, especially even like the tinsel. We flipped that last Christmas, and we were selling the boxes of tinsel for $20 a piece.
Yeah, if you go back to the other shot and scroll over to the box on the right, those ornaments were actually priced at Savers in the States at 99 cents a box. And I just want to point out the fact that not all Savers prices are beyond the pale. These were actually reasonably priced, same as the estate sale price that we got. So I was happy with that.
This was a desk caddy that I got at a street sale. It cost me $3. I think it's for VCRs, but it rolls up. It rolls up in the back. It's really an amazing shape. Wooden caddy. I thought that was really nice. There's a sold for the PB dish for 32 Canadian.
Pottery Barn
Dish for 32 Canadian. This was from a garage sale too, wasn't it, Rick?
No, I think that was from the Antique Mall.
Was this from the... Oh, this was... You're right, from the Antique Mall. And this was a Fire King casserole dish. Brand spanking new in its box. And I know there's no pattern on it, but we just love the fact that it still had the vintage label on it. And I don't remember. I think this was only marked at about $15, wasn't it, Rick?
Yeah, it was more than the $10.01 that we needed to get the percentage off. So I think it was, yeah, you're right, 15.
Some other things we found that have just been like interesting that we found on the thing, stuff you probably wouldn't even consider. This was actually at an estate sale. It's actually where we got the Christmas stuff. These were jackpot cups. Now, if you're old, like me now, and you used to go to Vegas, like me, and you used to have to put coins in everything, this was the cups you had to collect all your coins in when you got through getting a jackpot. And this entire thing was, it was supposed to be $1 a cup. And they only charged me $1 for all four. And the reason I bought it was I did do a quick lookup on it. And the fact is, these were selling for anywhere from $7 to $12 for just one cup. So, yeah, well, we actually would get the coins. That's the one thing. We would actually get. So that's $1 investment that we're hopefully be able to flip for $25. Again, we're always trying to raise.
Black.
Huh?
Your hands will be black from handling.
Oh, yeah, so black from handling things. A couple of other things. I don't know, Rick, if you want to show a couple of other things.
Well, yes. This was one of my impulse purchases because you bought those big dolls.
Oh, yeah, they'll go to them.
Remember? It's actually a portable reel-to-reel player. I did put batteries in, but unfortunately the belt doesn't work. But oh, here. I was able to. It speaks in tongues. But the reason I bought it, I did look up some comps. And one of these in working condition actually sold for $120. I paid $14.99 less the 20%, so $14.99 Canadian. And I'm thinking of listing it for $100 for parts only, and we'll see how that goes.
When we were at one of the things that Rick wanted me to talk to about, which is the other thing we got at that clearance center at the flea market where the person was shutting down, we had all this interesting stuff. I'll show you a couple of things really quickly that were all part of this. I think our total we spent there. Rick, you've got those heads, but let me show these first. These were just really interesting things. These were little vases. Actually, I got these at the Antique Mall from the same guy at the 40% off thing. So there was all these different things. These cost us about $3 each. But there's one more, but I'm missing it. In the, I think these were, where were these?
That was an estate sale. It was $4 for 4 glasses and
the big picture.
It's cobalt blue glass made in Poland.
It's really nice.
And it's really, I love cobalt blue. So that'll probably go on display for a few minutes.
This was in that lady's closeout booth that we were doing at the flea market.
I think she charged you $1 for that.
This is like $2. Rick didn't want me to buy it. It's a very strange thing on the bottom. I think somebody had glued it to something else. The marking on the bottom of it, though, is not one that I'm familiar with. I think I've got a picture of the marking somewhere, but it looks like it reads Japan, and it looks like Mati Mai. I can't even figure out what that says on that. But again, I picked this up for a couple of bucks. No chips or glues anywhere else to it. Something that would be really good for us in Max Sold. And that's how we're looking at stuff. When we're looking at stuff that say Max Sold, Max Sold, Max Sold. This was in that lady's booth. Didn't cost more than $1. I mean, I would put stuff together and go, how much is that? And she'd go, how about $10 for all of that? How about another $5 for that? Oh, give me $4 for that. And this was something that were these there, Rick?
These were the antique mall.
Oh, these were actually in the antique mall of all places.
They're priced at $15 for the pair.
For the pair, and they still have their stickers on the bottom of them. And we sell these really well.
And they are in really, really
amazing
nice condition. Until I drop them and chip them.
You can put them behind you by the bear, Rick, so that there's more room over there.
Okay.
One last thing we got and I'll show you the sort of the last hint before we go of something that I think is really, you should always be on the lookout for in thrift stores. But in this booth, all this antique stuff, right? So we've got tables, we've got lamps, we've got figurines, we've got all sorts of salt and pepper shakers. We got this little guy, which I don't even know who he is. He's just like a little pirate dish with a little treasure thing on him. I got
kitties.
He bought kitties. I found these. These were all sitting there, and again, she had price tags on them, but she didn't really care about what the price tags were on them. She was just like, "Oh, put those with those, and put that with this, and oh, and you want this? Okay, what about this? Okay, like these are all. I don't even. That is such a heavy vase.
Yeah, it's not signed,
but it's a really heavy vase.
Really heavy vase. You can do a lot of damage with that.
Even if I can see that, if I get that one picture up there. Let me see. There's one other picture I wanted to add in. This one. This entire set was something else I grabbed from her. This entire set right here of plastic. It's not Bakelite. It's like more of a plasticky kind of thing. And it's the entire sort of set for...
A dresser set.
Dresser set. And again, that whole thing was thrown into something else for $10. But the best thing was, in the middle of all this is sitting there. And I said, Rick, oh, look at this. And it's like, what? We open it up, and it is a Samsung Gear watch, which we bring home, and we literally just plugged it in, and it's working. These retailed for $400. I've got one on my wrist right now that is almost dying. And this is something that it looks, honest to God, like it has never been used. And we picked that up.
She threw that in. It was part of the batch price.
It was part of the batch price of everything that she was doing that we were trying to look at. So that was a really neat thing to find. And one other thing.
I've got the funky ashtray.
Oh, yeah.
I have this funky ashtray.
Oh, that thing. Show that.
It's really, really interesting. And on the back it says, Trixie Tray, made in a trademark, patent pending, made in Cleveland, Ohio, made in the USA. I could only find one website that had a link to this Trixie tray. And here it is. It's basically 8 years ago, somebody put a post in Collectors Weekly with a picture of the ashtray in brown saying, what is it? Found it. A friend found this at an estate sale and couldn't pass up the weirdness. Internet has failed me. It's still an unsolved mystery. Nobody knows what it is. And again, if you look up Trixie Tray on Google, you will find 2 links, one with this actual ceramic ashtray on it, which is kind of cool. Adrian thinks that it is for cigars. Could be, I don't know. I will have to see if I can do a little bit more research on it. And I hear Craig wandering around upstairs. There he is.
That's because it's because I went to try and find the pictures of these, and I couldn't find them, so I had to go run down and take a picture of them. This is.
Oh, you can't connect your phone, can you?
No, not easily. But this is a picture of a couple of the cookie jars that we picked up. There's 4. We picked up 4 cookie jars.
We'll post better pictures.
In the dark, sorry. But these are really cute, and these are part from that same lady. Trying to clear out.
For $4 each.
And there we go. There's the video of that working a lot better. So, so we had like an amazing weekend. We spent about, I think we added it all up, Rick, and it was just under $500 on everything that we got. And hopefully you've seen, even with that, like alone, the salt and pepper shakers, the Pyrex test tubes, and a couple of other things in there are easily going to make us that 500.
What about the dolls?
One of the things that is hopefully going to add to that is these 2. It's unfortunately it's going to cost a lot to ship the darn things because they're oversized. But we also picked up these 2 Patty Playpal look-alike dolls, and they are 3-foot dolls, but they are not Patty Playpal. They're made by somebody else, and we literally bought them and got them. I paid $19 for the one.
Sorry, let me grab him.
I paid $19 for the one. We found that one, this blonde one, on the shelf, and then as we were about to leave, I looked over and the African American one was sitting in their collectibles section, and she was $40. And I asked the woman for a discount. She wouldn't give me any discount. She goes, next Wednesday they might go on discount. I said, I'm not going to be here. She said, okay, I'll give you a coupon. So she gave us a 20% off coupon. This doll alone, the black doll, has sold for in the neighborhood of $300. With the exact same markings on the back. Her hair is in bad shape. That's the only problem with her right now. Is her hair is pretty nasty. Quite a bit missing from it as well. We'll probably try and see if we can do a little something to it with some dish soap and see if we can do that and make some money back on it. But on top of that, there's one thing I want you to watch out for, and this is something that we saw in another thrift store, but this is sort of your added little bonus for staying with us through the whole birthday thing. And this is something you can find because we've actually seen this in value villages in Canada. I don't know if any of you know about it, but it's called Temptations Ovenware. And what it is this is the set that we found right down there, and this is a set of Temptations, and you can usually recognize it. It's pretty easy to recognize. It's a very thick, heavy kind of stoneware. And if you flip it over, that is the logo on it. And we've seen this actually selling years ago on places like TSC, the shopping club, or TSN, the home shopping network, things like that. And this one thing, this was in a Savers, or an Ambets thrift store. These mugs were 50 cents. The plates were 50 cents. And these plates were 80 cents. They had a batch of them. But what we did was we actually put all of these, looked them all through, and found 4 in amazing shape. So the 4 of them ended up costing us $8 for the set, a place setting of 4. Those are going to be going in a max sold for sure, because the individual pieces, if you do look them up, they actually have huge amount of sales on those on eBay. Look at that, 376, and that's of just this pattern alone.
24 saying that's the pattern that she uses, Craig.
Huh?
Nellie is saying that's the pattern that she uses.
Like 4 mugs, $18. But again, if you want to get used to it, just type in Temptations, and you'll actually see some people spell that Temptations Bakeware, and you can see on eBay 1,900 results in solds. But it'll give you a really good idea what these things look like. You often see them at thrift stores with these wire dishes that hold them as well. So that is something that you really should take a look at and see, because you do often see them like this, like with these wire bases. We see them at Value Villages all the time. Now, I've been passing them over before when I see them as too expensive or a single piece, but in this case, I couldn't really resist a whole set of 3, 9, 6, 12 pieces for less than $6 or $8. So that I don't want to ship them. They are heavy. Rick would kill me if I made him ship a whole set of those, but you may be able to find some that you can ship that are smaller or just have, for example, just the single pieces in them. And if you actually look at, let me just pop back in here. Where'd it go? If you just pop back in here and go to highest price instead of ended recently on here, I'm just going to show you this just to give you an example of some of the patterns on here. Look at this, 30 pieces, 27 pieces for $198. But when you get into single pieces down here, you actually can see single pieces that are selling for just the 6-piece baker set, $80. 4-piece Apple Temptations, $90. So whole bunch of different things in there. Figural fruit, a lot of different colors and patterns, but it is something that might be a really good flip for you if you're looking at it. So don't figure out. You can be tempted by Temptations. That's sort of a woof for everybody here from the Kennel Club and everywhere else. It's my birthday woof to everybody to watch out for those sort of things. So once it starts, I can't stop it. So I have to.
Yep.
Not a long song, don't worry. So thank you very much for joining us here as we took you through our first amazing mini haul in over 2 years. We are so excited for next week. We are going to Brimfield, Massachusetts. We're going to show you. We're going to do our live show on Tuesday night from Brimfield. Don't know how, because I don't know how we're going to do it without having the multiple screens or things like that. But we're going to try and do it from our hotel room live at 8 o'clock next Tuesday night. And we'll have done our first full day at Brimfield. So we'll be up at 7 a.m. that morning, much to Rick's chagrin, and shopping the whole day. That's what Doug's going. You're shopping the whole day. Yeah, we're shopping the whole day.
I'll be okay with it because we'll adjust our sleep schedule as we go. It's much easier to go to bed early when you don't have Netflix or Apple Plus or
that's true.
the other streaming platforms.
That's true.
So to binging after midnight.
Yeah. And actually, the watch is kind of for my birthday, but I am going to be getting something else for my birthday. Rick is buying me a pair of Ray-Ban glasses that have a camera built right into the glasses. So I will actually have prescription glasses that I will be able to walk around a thrift store or in a garage sale live, and I'll be able to pick stuff up with both hands and look at it and film it at the same time. Isn't that amazing? He's going to be buying. We're getting that prescription done tomorrow, but I don't think we'll have the prescription ready for Brimfield, so we'll have it for after that. So again, Doug is just Rick. I think you got to go take care of Doug. So I'm going to mute you. Thanks again to everybody for joining us here at Two Dogs Digs. Thanks for everybody who's a member of the Kennel Club. We love you in there, and we're going to be posting some more stuff in there. We do have another woof for the month of May that we'll be posting up as well. We are going to be hopefully meeting up with Heather and Becky when we're going there, and we're going to be having Doug is going to be staying with Adrian, who goes up binging after midnight. So Sherry's going to be in Vermont. So, well, yeah, but you get up early. He'll be happy enough. Don't worry, I made it. And we'll be doing lots of lives, hopefully from Brimfield as well. So thanks again for joining us. Hopefully you got some ideas on things you may not have thought about before, like the Temptations, Or you actually saw some stuff that I don't know whether I'd buy that. I don't think I would have picked up some stuff that looks like this. Why would I pick up something one of these for $1? Well, now you know. If you pick those up and you pick up 8 of them, and you might be able to flip for $100. That's a good buy. Trying to raise our prices again so that we have a higher sale, but May wasn't that great for our total sales, or April. May's not going to be because we're going to be on vacation so much, but we got to try and keep making it move somehow. We do have a max sold that's live tomorrow night. It's at 9 o'clock, so we will pop on at 8:45. We didn't get them to set the time right. So if you watch us on here, you'll see another notice coming up really soon for a live max sold tomorrow night. It's all about toys. So thanks again for joining me on my birthday. Time for me to have Rick take me somewhere to have birthday dinner. I don't know where, somewhere, but he said I have to get cake. He sent me out for cake. I actually had to go buy cheesecake because I went out to drop off packages, and he said, pick up your birthday cake. So he owes me. Thanks, everyone. Well, Bad Dog out of here. Ending the broadcast. Yay! Yay! Yay!